Hi guys, welcome to the week 1 video of the Python Bootcamp. This video is intended to provide a brief overview of what we covered in week 1 and will help you practice the exercises. Okay, to start with, let's just head over to week 1 items. So we talked about what is Python. Python is a high level language, easy to read and simple to write. That's the best part. It can be used for various reasons. You can use it for web development, you can use it for machine learning and AI, you can use it for game development. Best part, it's easy to learn. Actually, that's the best part, I would say. Then moving on is how to install Python. You can simply follow the steps, or if you don't want to install Python, you can head over to Google Colab. Once you're there, click on new notebook. You're going to see something like this, which is our practice area for week 1. Now, apart from that, we looked into the Python syntax, which is which contains like how do you write the Python code, where do you use indentations, how do you use comments. So you can just quickly go through over them. Obviously, we will practice them even, so I will highlight those during the practice exercises. Then for the Python variables, how do you define a variable? Since Python is dynamically typed, so you don't need to use a keyword for defining a variable. For example, in JavaScript, you use let or variable as a keyword to define a variable. Over here, you don't need to do that. You can simply use it without writing a keyword over there. So over here, as you can see, an integer is defined, which is age and is equals to 25. Same goes for the string, float, or a boolean. Then we looked into different types of variables and data types. Apart from that, we went and obviously did a little bit of practice for each one of them. Then we even looked into type conversion. So how to convert, for example, there is a string, then how you can convert it into an integer by using typecasting method. That's how you do it. So same applies to the float, string, and tuple. Then we looked into the Python numbers, how you can obviously use them, print them, etc. Now let's just start with the Python exercise. That's the main reason, main purpose of this video, you can say. Okay, first exercise, first question is write a Python script that prints hello world. So it's simple. We will use our print function over here. So if you look, this is like an output variable. Use a print function for this purpose. We'll call it print hello world, and once that is done, we'll hit play button, and you can see that hello world appears as an output. Now for question 2, write a Python script that prints your name and your favorite hobby. Okay, so let's do that. For name, let me declare a variable. I'll call it this, my full name. And then for hobby, I can say it coding. And to print that name, could be that and hobby. Now let's run this. Okay, it's working. Okay, write a Python script with comments explaining purpose for each line of code. I will simply say over here, like, I'll just reuse it and we'll define the comment here, declaring variable for name, declaring variable for hobby, then output strings. If you'll run it again, it's working fine. Then declare variables of different types and print their values. You can use the one over here because I had this exercise. You can just copy this code and rerun it because this is the same. This is the same stuff, so let's just try and run it. Let's just try and run this. Over here we define integer, then float, then strings, boolean, that's your list, that's your tuple, that's how you define a dictionary, that's how you define a set, and then a none. Over here we are going to check what is the output variable. So let's run this and go back to our exercises. The purpose of each line of code declare and print their values. So we need to print their values. For now it's printing their type, so let's just remove that and run. So we can now see the values, so it's all good. Assign multiple values to two variables in one line and print them. It's easy. So for example, we have two variables x and y, and we need to assign them 1 and 2. So we will define them like this. If we want to print x, we're going to print x like that in a single line, print y like that, and run it. 1 and 2. You can even do it like together. So x comma y. So it'd be 1, 2 now. You can see it. Okay. Now convert a string to an integer and a float and print their results. So let's just go and create that. We'll first define a string. So let's just call it strnum equals to 12, and then we need to convert it into an integer. So str_num. Let's run that. Looks good. Let's print it. It's fine. Then we have float. I'll call it float 1, float str float print 1. That's it. This is called as typecasting. So I hope this helps now for you to practice them. To make things easier, I'm going to save this now to my GitHub, which I will share it over here. So both the collab and also the GitHub link will be shared. I will call it practice exercises. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.